All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, we have a Market Watch lined up. That's right, a Market Watch update. For those who might be new to the channel, we do a Market Watch every 1st and 15th of the month. So, yep, I'm recording this on the 15th, and it is time for a Market Watch. Now, I will have everything time-stamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and things like that in the comments section below. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below as well, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link is in the channel description. Now, let's do this, guys. We're diving straight into it. We're going to start off with OP10, and let me just say this right now. I'm going to summarize by saying this. Everything in OP10 is good to buy at this point. I think the prices have stabilized very nicely, and everything is very affordable. For those who might be new to the channel, this is the rule that I go by. Anytime you find a SR, by the way, for the newer players out there, SRs are the silver border cards like this. So notice there are white border cards like this. This is just a rare, common, or uncommon, typically speaking. And then SRs have the silver border like this. And then the secret rares have the gold border, which looks like this. Okay? Secret rarities being the highest rarity in the game, other than alt arts and stuff like that, obviously. So when it comes to SRs in this game, if it is $5 and under, I would just buy it. I think it's a great price point, and judging by what I've seen from trends in the market, it's just a really solid price point to buy any SR for is $5 and under. You really don't even have to think about if you're getting ripped off or not. It's just a good price for an SR in this game. Same thing with rares. If you find a rare for $3 and under, okay, or even right around the $3 to $4 mark for the high quality ones like this Tony Chopper, you're good to buy it, okay? So with that in mind, oh, and let me say one more thing for the secret rares. Typically speaking, I was telling people if you find one for $10 and under, just go ahead and buy it up, and I think it's going to be worth it. I have to up that price now because secret, with the way this game is growing, the popularity of this game is just exploding. And some of these secret rarity cards, I guess there's just not enough to go around, and they're becoming very, very expensive, and they're becoming very powerful as well. And in this case, with Trafalgar Law, this is a $20 card. It used to be up to $35 or $30. I could foresee this card sitting somewhere around another card like this Zorro around the $25 to $30 mark. So I have to say, when it comes to secret rares in this game, I used to say $10 and under, just snatch it up and buy it right away. I'm going to have to double that now. If you can find a secret rare for $20 or under, then it's time to really consider buying it, because who knows how low it's going to go, or who knows how high it's going to go. I would not take my chances, but you guys are going to see a very common trend in today's video for the secret rarity spot sitting between the $20 mark and even the $50 mark. And in the past, guys, we've seen secret rarity cards like Katakuri from OP03. We've seen cards like that jump all the way to $80 USD, which is outrageous. Okay, absolutely outrageous. So with that in mind, I think there's only two cards I would really consider waiting on when it comes to OP10 if you don't already have them, and that would be this Sanji. This card is still at the $10 price point for an SR. Now, I'm not saying the card's not worth it. If you want to try to play as soon as possible, I think buying this card at the $10 price point, you're getting the VV Theory thumbs up on that one, because hear me out. This card right here, it is a block 3 card. That's right. So even with block rotations being implemented into the game, you're going to be getting your money's worth from this card for at least 2 years, right? And who knows if it gets reprinted in the future. But this card right here, this is definitely worth the $10 it is at right now. But I could see it dipping down just a little bit over time. But then what usually happens after that is it starts going up again over time as the game continues to grow. Okay, then the other card to really look out for is the one we were just on, this Trafalgar Law card. It's at the $20 price point. Now, let me say this. Typically speaking, from what I've seen with secret rares, and don't worry, we are going to go over these more in detail in a minute. Cards like Silver's Rayleigh, cards like Zorro, cards like Sanji, these cards are very much, even like, let me see if I can find it real quick. I think it's up here somewhere. Brook, Kaido Linlin, Usohachi. I don't know where it's at. Oh, here it is. It's right next to it. Bankrei. Most secret rares are actually very versatile cards where you can use them in like any deck of that color. And I think they're made that way for a reason, right? The secret rare cards are supposed to be extremely rare and extremely powerful and extremely versatile. Well, the thing about Trafalgar Law is this is probably one of the least versatile secret rares we've seen. You do have to have supernova cards in your deck in order to make this work. You don't have to have a supernova leader unless you want to get the +1 the +1 dawn effect at the end here. But this I could see this secret rare actually going down a little bit over time. Again, it's at right now when I'm looking at this, guys, it's at the $20 to $25 price point. I would probably snatch these up as soon as possible if you really want to play yellow, especially anything supernova related. I would get this over with now and just get these over with. I'd pick these up now. However, I could see this card going down over time in the same way that I could see the Sanji going down over time. By how much, though? Who knows? And it could even go up. It's really hard to say. One deck running either of those cards winning a tournament could increase the price overnight. Okay, so something to keep an eye on is the Sanji right here. Okay, and then the Trafalgar Law over here above the camera. So keep your eye on those cards. Everything else, though, excuse me, I'm spitting everywhere. Everything else is good to buy from OP10, and I don't think any of these cards are a ripoff. And then also we have Monkey D. Luffy. This is a secret rare well under the $10 price point. I would snatch these up. There's another term I like to use, guys, on this, with these with these market watch videos. I call it a pseudo playset. Pseudo meaning like fake, not real, not it's kind of like a false playset. You're probably not going to need more than 2 of this card unless some specialized leader comes out in the future for it. So I would snag 2 of these right away for, I mean, what, $10 for 2 of these, and then you probably have all you'll need for the foreseeable future. Does that make sense? Hopefully that made sense. Okay, so that's it for OP10. Oh, and one more thing I have to mention real quick. I think I forgot to mention this in the intro. I do have a TCG player affiliate link. That is if you click on any of my videos, they should look like this in the comment. Right before you get to the comment section. If you click on this, this is the general description, and I do have a TCG player affiliate link you can use if you want to support me. I have it in every one of my videos right here. See where the circle is. Okay, so that's it for OP10. Now let's move over to the red cards. So again, just to summarize, actually, I think all of these cards are good to buy right now. Tashigi and Smoker, both right at the $5 and under price point for an SR. That's a solid price point to get these at. Everything else seems really good. The 2 cards to keep your eye on are this Sanji and then this Trafalgar Law, the secret rare. Okay? All right, now let's move on to the red cards. Silver's Rayleigh. Still at the $30 price point. This is a secret rare, so a very rare card. It is a high impact card. It helps you out in a lot of ways, and it's good across every single red deck. You can run this in every single, or in any red deck that you want to run it in. So very good card here. It's going to sit at the $30 price point probably for who knows how long, unless it gets reprinted in the future, which we are not sure about. I could see this card sitting at the $30 price point for some time. If you've been waiting to get these, I have 2 options for you. Number 1, you can either keep waiting and see what is released in PRB 02, because if this will be reprinted in there, it will drive the price down of the card. That's the first option. Or number 2, I would just buy this card up immediately, because I don't see it moving much in price. Look at this. I mean, it was up to the $40 price point for a while, and it dipped down as low as $25, but it really has been on average right around the $30 price point for some time now. It's probably a safe buy at this point. Excuse me. All right, let me go down to the bottom here to make sure. Yeah, we are going to talk about Dragon in a minute. I don't know. Is this the Edward Newgate here? No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Excuse me. I clicked on the wrong tab. We are going to go over Edward Newgate and Monkey D. Dragon, but this Shanks and this Beckman, be sure to get those if you don't have those already. Bad Manners Kit Course is climbing up in price. We don't know if this card will ever be reprinted. It's a very, a solid zero-cost event here for red. I'd snatch those up when you can. Same thing with this Shanks. Maybe grab 2 or 3 of this 10-cost Shanks here, and that looks like it's about it. Okay, now moving over to more red cards here. We got Gold D. Roger. This is a secret rare. It's a secret rare well under $20. It's well under $10 still, and we do know a red-purple. Guys, we know a red-purple Gold D. Roger leader is coming out in the future. It has been spoiled. We don't know what the set number is on it, or if it'll be like its own starter deck or whatever, but we do know a Gold D. Roger leader is coming out in the future, and I think it previewed that it was going to have 7,000 power, and it was going to be a red-purple leader. Okay, so I would probably get your hands on this card as soon as possible. Again, I'll say the word pseudo again, a pseudo playset of 2 of these, and I think you'll be safe, okay? I would definitely get at least 2 of these. Dragon. This is an SR that just has, I mean, it's just a great card. It's just a great card, and it is in block too, so it will be good for quite some time now. I would go ahead and snatch these up if you don't already have them. And then last but not least, for the red cards to look out for, Edward Newgate. Let me just plead with everyone for a minute. Please get this card if you don't have your play set and you plan on playing red in the future. This is a must-have. Okay, it is a block 3 starter deck card. Let me show you what 7-cost starter deck cards can look like in the future. Okay, whoops, not this one. This one. This is a 7-cost starter deck card that's double the price of the Newgate we just looked at, and it has actually gone up way more than that. Now, it is starting to dip down in price now for whatever reason, but this card went all the way up to $20 at one point. Hey, don't let this happen to you guys. I'm telling you right now, I would get your Edward Newgates now while they're still at a very, very affordable price for an SR, especially a starter deck SR. Okay, let me look down at the bottom here if there's any other cards to look at. This ace comes in the same starter deck. I would definitely snatch up this 5-cost ace here. What else? I think that's about it. Lucky Root. Now, let me see. If I click on this, hopefully it brings up the 5-cost Marco. Otherwise, I can just type it in. Let me see something real quick, guys. Yeah, another card to look out for is actually Marco. We're just going to type this in on the fly here. It is a 5-cost card. Here it is. This is one to keep your eyes on. It is all the way back from OP10. It's around the $8 mark. Look at this. It was all the way up to $12, $13. It dipped down to $7. I would grab a few of these if you need this for red. I think now is as good a time as any to get this card. Okay, now moving over to the green cards, we have Zorro here. This card is kind of like how Rayleigh is, where it just stays at a specific price point. Okay, this is a moderately played one. Let me see if we can move. I don't know how we can. Let me hang on one second, guys. Okay, I'm actually not going to mess with it. Just understand, this one's cheaper because it is moderately played. Most of the cards on here are going to be near mint foil. Notice right here above the price it says near mint foil. And this card has sat around the $25 to $35 price point for some time now. I'll say the $25 to $30 price point for some time now. And yeah, there has been a new Zorro leader that has been revealed coming out, you know, in the future in OP12. You might want to snag one or two of these whenever you get a chance. This is another one. I have to say, with all of these secret rares, I'm going to just say this right now so I don't have to keep repeating myself. With cards like Silver's Rayleigh and the Zorro we just looked at and some of the other secret rares we're going to look at, you really have two options. $25 to $35 price points are pretty much where they're staying at when they're good enough secret rares. The only thing that might change that is if we get reprints in a future PRB set, a premium booster set, which we've seen them do in the past, but we don't have any confirmation on what will be reprinted in those as of yet. I think we will not know. I don't think they're going to come out until October or November, so we probably won't know, you know, for 2 to 3 months before they start showing spoilers. So, you know, again, you can either A, play the waiting game, or B, not take your chances and just get the cards now at a pretty decent price point. You know, all things considered. Okay, so there's that's Zorro. Notice some of the cards down here. This Eustace Kid sitting around the $4 price point. Same thing with this Rosinante, this Hody Jones. These are all SRs. Well, excuse me, other than Rosinante, but you might as well treat it like an SR. It's just an extremely good card you can run in any green deck. These are all well under the $5 price point. I would snatch these up as soon as you can. We're going to talk about Usohachi when we get to purple. And, okay, that's about it for down here. Okay, now moving over to Cavendish. A lot of people are hoping and praying that this card right here, along with all of his other buddies from EB01, a lot of people are hoping and praying that this card gets reprinted in the PRB set. But again, guys, how far away is that? I don't know. I think it's going to be sometime in October or November. I could be wrong on that. Someone correct me in the comments section below if I'm wrong on that. But I think it's not going to be for quite some time. What, 5, 6, 7 months from now? We'll have to see what happens. But hear me out. Otherwise, this card is at the $35 price point. And I feel like I don't feel like this card is going to go down in price because the Zorro deck we were just talking about with this Zorro that I was talking about in reference to this Zorro here, there's a new Zorro leader coming out in OP12. And guess what, guys? It is a Supernova leader. Okay? So Cavendish is probably going to go in there. I could be wrong. Who knows? It might get enough support where you don't need it. But I would imagine people wanting to run Cavendish in any green Supernova leader. Next up is Dracula Mihawk in the same exact Zorro deck. Okay, I know I keep saying that over and over again, but I really want to stress this, guys. This card jumped up in price. I mean, it was kind of always around the $7 to $8 mark, but now it's gone up to, let me see something, yeah, like the $10, $11, maybe even $12 mark, especially after shipping and taxes and all that. So this is a card that would more than likely go in a deck like the Green Zorro deck. This can cheat out slash characters that cost 4 or less. So might want to start considering keeping your eye on this card, if not getting it right now. One more thing I will say about this starter deck here, this card here comes in a starter deck. From what I understand, there are certain places where you can just buy starter decks, like at Bandai stores. I don't know if it's like a premium Bandai store, or just if they're just called Bandai stores here in the U.S. If you can ever find these starter deck cards in there, I would definitely snatch those starter decks up immediately if they're worth, if they're just going for the standard prices. Because think about it like this, guys. If you can find somewhere that's still selling ST12 at let's just say at the $12 to $20 price point, which is what a lot of places were selling it for, well, these two Mihawks will pay for it by itself, right? Because these, two Mihawks come in the starter deck 12. Well, if you wanted to buy 2 of them, realistically, it's going to be like $19 or $20. So, okay, if you can find the starter deck for $20 or under, I'd go ahead and snatch that up as soon as you can. I've had people tell me about that on the stream. So it's like, if you can find those guys, I don't have one by me, but if you can find those starter decks with these kind of cards in them for MSRP for like $12 to $20, I would definitely get those. Okay, now moving over to the blue cards, guys, we got Sanji here. Sanji is a secret rare. It's sitting around the $25 to $30 price point ever since Blue Purple Luffy was revealed, and we see how good Blue and Purple Luffy is doing. Yep, this card's doing very well. Excuse me, this is a main card in that deck. It's probably one of the best cards in the deck. It's a secret rare. You're going to if you plan on playing Blue Purple Luffy, now's the time to snatch up this card. Now is the time. Yeah, notice this, guys. Now, some of these are Japanese versions. Please make sure if you see a card that's really underpriced, that means it's probably a Japanese version. Notice this, Japanese version, Japanese, JPY. I think that, I don't know. I guess that's just short for Japanese. I have no idea. Maybe it stands for Japanese yen. I'm not sure. JPY. I have no idea. Whatever the case is, I would not get these Japanese versions unless you want to. But the English versions, $25 and up. Okay, let's go down here since we're on the blue stuff. Gravity Blade Raging Tiger, I would get those if you don't have your playset of that. Same thing with Gum Gum Red Rock. Just go ahead and get your playset of those. Ivankov, it depends on what deck you're trying to play, but this is a starter deck SR, so it would not be... If you plan on playing anything blue in the future, this is not a bad card to pick up right now for $5 or under, because this is an SR from the starter deck number 12 we were just talking about that had the same card, Dracula Mihawk. These come in the same starter deck, so getting this card for $5 or under, probably not a bad deal. Okay, what else? And then Pudding as well. This is just a good staple rare blue card. Go ahead and snatch that up. Okay, now moving over to the purple cards, Mr. 2 Boncray Bentham. Again, it's a secret rare, and it was in a EB0 set, an extra booster set. This card was just outrageously priced from the get-go. I would definitely wait on this card unless you just have to have it right now. If you're going to some big tournament, by all means, do what you have to do. Notice these cheap ones here. These are Japanese versions. Again, always look out for the Japanese versions. But for the English stuff, this card's like $55 plus right now. And I could not imagine them not reprinting this card in the next PRB set. I can't prove it. I don't know if they will or not, but I could not imagine them not reprinting this card given the price point of it. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Charlotte Lindland, I think we might be going over this card. Let me see something. Maybe not. So we'll talk about it now. This Charlotte Lindland, be sure to pick up your full play set of these as soon as you can. Purple Sanji as well, the 7 cost there. We're going to talk about the others in just a minute. Gum Gum Giant, be sure to snatch these up. Even if they do get banned, people are saying like, yeah, but what if the card gets banned? Number one, we have no idea if it will or not. But number two, okay, you're buying a full playset for $4. Might as well get that over with now and have fun with it while you can. Trafalgar Law, be sure to get these. Eustace Kid, Usohachi, we're going to talk about in a moment. And then the rest of this, be sure to snatch up as well. Okay. Moving over to the 9-cost Secret Rare Luffy. This is a secret rare, well under $20. It's even under $10 for this one. I would snatch these up as soon as you can. Next up, Sanji. This is one of those SRs that it went all the way up to the $10 to $12 range, right around here, and now it's dipped down to about seven bucks. Yeah. I think it's time to pick this card up if you do not already have your Sanjis, guys. Now is as good a time as ever. I wouldn't count on this card going down too much in price unless it gets reprinted, which we have no idea if it will or not. Usohachi, this is a starter deck card. It is a starter. It's one of those starter deck cards you just kind of have to have right now in whatever purple deck you're playing. It's a staple. Yeah, I mean, you might just have to pay the $10 for now. We saw something similar happen way back in OP04 or 5, whenever it was with Sakazuki, where you have these ST06 Navy cards that were just ridiculously priced. This is what you can expect. It's not a ripoff or anything like that. It's just, it has to do with the rarity of these starter decks, guys. It's like a promo level card. I would get these as soon as you can. I don't know if these are going to go down in price, up in price, or what. We have, we're kind of at the mercy of the distributors on this one. I don't know if this will ever be, I don't know when or if this will ever be reprinted. So $10 for a 2K counter of this quality. If you're serious about the game and you plan on playing Purple Straw Hats in the future, this is a must-have, guys. It's pretty much a must-have. Next up is Kaido Linlin. I'm going to say this up front here. This is just a very fun card to pick up. It is a secret rare for under $5. I would get a full play set of these while you can at this price point, because number one, you never know if in the future a deck's going to come out that can really utilize a card like this. And number two, it's just a fun card to mess around with if you ever get bored. It doesn't have to be like a purple straw hat deck. It can be in anything like purple yellow Nico Robin. It could be in any kind of purple ramp deck. It's just a fun card to mess around with. I would try to get your hands on this if you can. Great price point. That's really what I'm trying to say. For a secret rarity, great price point. Okay, now moving over to the black cards here. Brook is starting to drop a little bit in price. It was all the way up to $30 for the longest time. It's dipped down to 18 to 20 bucks now. EB01, what can I say? I mean, it's always... What a nightmare of a set for us over here in the West. There was just not enough copies that went around. Every single SR and secret rare, well, there's just one secret rare, it's the Mr. 2, but every SR and the secret rare from this set was just insanely priced. Even some rares were very high priced for a while as well, like Kid and Killer and Flampe. So yeah, this one, I don't know what to say. If you need it, $20 is the cheapest it's been in a long time, but the only thing that could drive down the price of it would be reprints. Okay. Hina, this is another starter deck card, like I was saying earlier. With this is like the black version of what Usohachi is. It's just one of those super high utility black navy cards that came out in a starter deck, and that's why it is as expensive as it is. What else? Let me make sure there's nothing else we can talk about down here at the bottom. Yeah, definitely get your Kuzans. I think Borsalino's also really cheap right now. These Kaidos, Gecko Moria's banned. I wouldn't worry about this card anymore, and we're going to talk about Sabo in a minute. Okay. Actually, we're going to talk about Sabo right now. Sabo has dropped way down in price because this was confirmed to be reprinted in Pure B02. So, yeah, good stuff here. You can get these at the $5 price point, though, and I really don't think you'd be hurting yourself too bad. Yes, it probably will go down even further in price over time if you can wait, but if you're not trying to wait, 6 months for a reprint, then I'd probably snatch these up now. Excuse me. Okay, now speaking of another, here's Sabo again. This is a secret rare that came out back in OP07, and this is a secret rare 2 for $5 right here. I would just go ahead and snatch up 2 of these really quickly. If you don't have them, I would snatch up 2 or 3 of these just to have in case it ever pops off. It's one of those cards where it's like, okay, it's cheap enough to have. And you could run it in any black deck. If you're trying to play anything in the black color pool, or the black card pool, this is just a good card to have around. You might never use it, but worst case scenario is it's a really nice looking secret rare that you got for under $3 in this case, or right at $3, right? So good stuff here. I would at least snatch up 2 just to have a safe little pseudo play set if you ever need it. Okay, another EB01 monstrosity. We have a $12 rare event here, finger pistol. It's called Shigan finger pistol on the sim. This is from EB01. That's why it's as expensive as that's why it is as expensive as it is, and I don't see it going down in price at all. So if you really want to play Blackbeard, I would go ahead and snatch up as many as you need. I would go ahead and snatch up as many as you need if you're trying to play Blackbeard. But the good news about Blackbeard is this is easily the most expensive card in there, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, okay, if you get this card, you're good to go, right? And then the rest of the deck is really, really cheap. Okay, moving over to the yellow cards now, we have Portgoss D Ace. This is a secret rare sitting in the $25 to $35 price range. It's really just $25 to $30 price range. Yeah, I wouldn't take any chances. If you want to play yellow in the near future here, I would probably just go ahead and snatch these up now. Will it get reprinted in the future in PRB02? It might, but again, that's 6 months away. What are you going to do with that? I have no idea. And what if you wait that long and it doesn't get reprinted? I think it will be, by the way. I've mentioned this before in other videos, guys. Let me say something real quick right now. I got to get this off my chest. I've mentioned it before. In the first PRB set, they reprinted a red, green, blue, purple, black, and yellow secret rare. Exactly one for each color. If I had to guess what they're going to do, if they do the same pattern as last time, if we're picking up on patterns, what I expect for them to do is reprint Silver's Rayleigh for red, reprint Zoro for green, reprint the Sanji for blue, reprint the Bon Curé for purple. For black, I don't know what they'd reprint. Maybe this 8-cost Sabo. I have no idea. But then for yellow, I would not be surprised if they reprint the Portgoss D Ace. That's what I really hope they do. It's what they need to do, to be honest, along with some EB01 cards. But I really hope they do reprint it in that way. Now, I can't prove it. I don't know if they're going to do that. But if we're following the same pattern that we could pick up on from last time, if it follows that same pattern going forward, that's what I would expect to happen. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. Okay, next up is Katakuri. This card was already reprinted. And just to put things into perspective, guys, before this card was reprinted, it was $80 USD. It was $80. That's right. It went all the way down to $6. So that should really put things into perspective for anyone who's trying to wait, to buy things. If you're just like a collector, right, and you're just trying to buy things smart, I would definitely wait for PRB 02 to see what will be reprinted in the future, okay? Because it will drop the price down drastically if a reprint is announced. And by the way, for the time being, yeah, if you don't have your playset of Charlotte Katakuris, great time to pick these up. Under $10 for a secret rare, we'll take it every time. Shirahoshi EB01 secret super rare. This card, very, very expensive right now, but it has dropped down in price. Notice it was all the way up to $25. Now it's sitting around the $20 to $22 price range, or really $22 to $24 price range. I think you can get around playing this card. Like, if you don't have this card and you're trying to play yellow, I don't think you necessarily need this card, but it is a very good card that does something that it's very specific in what it does. No other card really does what this one does in that cost range. Another card we should mention is Viola. Oh, let me look down here real quick, guys. Definitely pick up your Namis. You're the one who should disappear. These Frankies, if you don't have these and you plan on playing yellow. Beige. Flampe is pretty cheap. This is the cheapest I've seen of Flampe in a while. It's an EB01 rare. Be sure to snatch those up. And yeah, everything else seems fine. Yamato's at a really good price. Gidatsu is as well. Don't worry about Kingdom Come. That card's banned. So yeah. One more card I do want to look at is Viola. And this is another EB01 SR. Okay, yeah. Look at this, guys. This card is going up and up and up and up in price. I would get these now while they're still under the $20 price point. If you need these, I would snatch these up because I do see these going up over time. Let me tell you right now, I do see this card going up in price over time. Would not take my chances. Okay? All right, then we have two Charlotte Linlands to finish off on. We got 7 cost 8K starter deck 07 Charlotte Linland. This card is the cheapest I've seen it in a long time, guys. Let me go back like a year. It has not been this cheap for almost literally an entire year. So I would snatch these up now. I don't know why it's this cheap. Who knows? But yeah, if you need these, I'd get these as soon as possible. And then we have the 10 cost Charlotte Linland. This card is also the cheapest it's been in a little bit, probably in about 3 months. Well, no. It was a little bit cheaper back about 3 months ago. Maybe it will keep going down in price. I have no idea. But definitely keep an eye on this one. It is a block 1 card. So I think that might have explained why some of these cards are dipping down in price. Maybe people think like, okay, will this card even be reprinted? The answer is no one knows. We'll have to see what happens going forward. But this card being a block 1 SR, who knows? In about 1 year, this card could be gone for the foreseeable future. Okay, well, that's it for the TCG player portion, of today's video. Let's go over now to the Limitless TCG We're gonna check out how much decks cost in their entirety, the more competitive decks. Okay, so we're just gonna go straight down the line here. We'll start off with Blue Dofi. Here's a third place list here by Jackie Mock. This was on April 12th, and guys, I'm recording this on April 15th. Okay, so this was third place just last weekend, or just over the weekend. $71 deck. Okay, really, really hard to beat that. For a top tier competition level deck, $71, we'll take it every time. Now, not every deck on here will be that cheap, right? Now, we're not even going to look at Black Yellow Luffy, because ever since the bans and restrictions, this leader has pretty much fallen off entirely. So notice this. This is let me say it like this, guys. We're not going over any OP09 decks. We're only going to check out OP10 decks. Okay, next up is Blackbeard. We have an 8th place list here by Vincent. This was over, again, April 12th, so just over the weekend. $63 for this deck, and $40 of it is these finger pistols. Everything else is under $20 or right at $20, okay? So really nice high-level competition deck that is extremely affordable. So far, Blue Doflamingo and Blackbeard, the best price point to get into this game if you're trying to get in on in a competitive way, okay, for the newer players out there. Next up is Purple Luffy. Now this deck will be much more expensive. We have this guy here, second place, Egoist. This one is $240, but I mention this every single time, guys. You can shave off $100 just by removing this card, and there is a good replacement for this card called Basil Hawkins. Okay, we are gonna, let me just look that up real quick. Whoops, I have it under decks. Let me go to cards. So it's called Basil Hawkins. This is just a really solid replacement for the card for 40 cents. Is it quite as good? No, it is a little bit worse. I'm just going to be honest, guys. Yes, it is a little bit worse than this card. But hey, if you're just trying to get into the game as a new player, you can just take $100 off the top of this deck by replacing this card. Okay? Other than that, pretty good stuff here. Like I said, this one was going to be way more expensive than the other ones we saw. But Purple Luffy is still a very, very competitive list here. Actually, here's a first place list on the same day. We'll check this one out. This one's by Young Cash Register. Young Cash Register. We'll check out their list. It's a $240 list as well. You just get rid of 2 of these, and you can trim $100 off of it if you're a newer player trying to get into the game. And you also can trim off another $40 the more I think about it, just by going any other 2K counter. There's another Usohachi. Let me bring this up real quick, guys. There is another Usohachi 2K counter that you can play that is much cheaper than what we just saw there. It's not as good, but if you're just trying to get into the game, you can get this one. Look at this, 14 cents, guys, for this. You can just run 4 of this card in the place of the 2K counter Usohachi right here. That would take $40 off, and then another $100 off by trading this out with the Basil Hawkins, and now the deck's under $100 if you do that, or right at a $100 price point. Okay, and there's probably also another card you can replace this with. Like, I'm not sure if, are they running the Franosuke? Yeah, there's also a Franosuke card. You can let me see. I think it's Franosuke. Hang on one second, guys. Cards. I'm pretty sure that's, I hit decks. Whoops. Okay. I think it's Franosuke. It's a purple card. Okay, I don't see it on here, guys, and I don't want to waste... Oh, here, it's right in front of me. Here's another 2K counter, 15 cents, that you can just replace the Sanji with for now. Again, is it as good? No, it's not. just straight up, guys, it's not as good as the other 2K counters they're running. They're running this card, and then they're running this Sanji. Those are very, very solid 2K counters. They have a lot of high utility, so that's why they're running them. But if you're just trying to shave as much money off of this deck as you can, as you can... Okay, replace Sanji with the Franosuke we were just looking at, replace this Usohachi with the other Usohachi, and then replace these Bon Crays with Basil Hawkins, and you just shaved off $160 from the list. You know what I mean? And then even this Luffy you can replace with 2 of the 9-cost Linlins. I think we saw that was, what, $4 or $5 a piece, and now you're looking at a very affordable list. Okay, so that's for the Purple Luffy. So we went over a blue deck, a black deck, a purple deck. So next up we have Red Shanks. Let's try to make this one affordable as well. Here's a second place list here by Yost. Okay, this one's $256. It's going to be a lot harder to trim this one down because, okay, first of all, I'm glad we're seeing this. Guys, make sure you have your Gum Gum Fire Fist Pistol Red Hawks if you don't already have them. Almost $5 a piece for this card. Okay, almost $5 a piece for this card. I would snatch these up as soon as you can, okay? Make sure to get those if you don't already have them. I'm really glad we just looked at that. This deck has a bunch of $30 cards here and there, like, you know, $20 for these Fire Fist Pistol Redhawks, $30 for these 4 Rush Luffys, $30 for these 3 Monkey D Dragons, $40 for these Sanjis. This one's going to be a lot harder to drop down in price, so I can't really suggest too much here, especially something like $90 for these 3 Silver Rayleighs. If I had to, if I was really trying to just make this as affordable as possible, I would replace 4 of these Fire Fist Pistol Redhawks with 4 Rad Beams. I know it's not the same thing. I understand, guys. This can KO a character. I get it. But just trying to help out the newer players out there, I would try to replace this with like 4 Guard Points or 4 Rad Beams. The Sanji, maybe just with 4 of the Rush Zoro. That might be a lot cheaper. This is fine at the 2K counter spot. I would keep this. For this Luffy, maybe run the Unblockable Luffy. Maybe that'd be the... Let's go through these cards real quick. So let's go through each one of these. So to replace the Fire Fist Pistol Redhawks, I would try to go up Radical Beam. Let's grab that one first. So again, about 30 cents for some of these are super cheap. Try to stay away from the super expensive ones, but some of these are super cheap. This would be I think it'd be much cheaper. Let me see something. Yeah, I think this is 30 cents for the Romance Dawn one. I don't know what this version down here is. Maybe that's some type of special, like, quality one. I would just go with the cheapest one possible. Okay, now let's go back and see what else. So that would replace the Fire Fist Pistol Redhawk. Next up would be the Sanji here. For this one, I would probably just replace this with Zoro. Why is it not going to cards? I don't know why it's doing that, guys. It's like locking out. There we go. I would replace that the 3-cost Sanji with this Zoro right here. Well, see, this one's not much cheaper, guys. This one's still about $7 a card. Maybe that's the one card you're going to have to spend a little bit extra on. And I think you should anyway. It's a really high quality, high caliber card. I would get this card if you can. But then for this Luffy, same with this one, guys. These both came out around the same time in Block 3. I would go ahead and get these if you can. But then to replace this Monkey D Dragon, I have no idea. The Silver's Rayleigh you can replace for now with Edward Newgate. Let me type in Edward, and we'll go to cards. Okay, sometimes this messes up on you a little bit. This card right here we talked about earlier, $5 a card. It's going to be much cheaper than the Rayleigh. And in fact, for the time being, maybe just go up to 4 of those in the place of this Silver's Rayleigh and 1 of the Dragons, and then add 2 of whatever rush card you want to add to this in the place of this Dragon. Again, I'm not saying it's the same thing. It's not a one-to-one replacement we're talking about, but just to drop down the price of the deck if you're really trying to play a red deck, especially if you're trying to play red Shanks, okay? Hopefully that helped out. So again, Gum Fire Fist Pistol Redhawk can become Rad Beam. Then you can, I would try to get the Sanji and this Luffy if you can, but if you're trying to replace this Dragon and this Silver's Rayleigh to drop the price down by 120 bucks, I would probably replace Silver's Rayleigh with 3 Newgates, the Edward Newgate we talked about, and this Dragon, probably just any other rush card. In fact, I would just go up to 4 of the Edward Newgates in the place of 3 Silver's Rayleigh, and then you have 2 spots left for these 2 Dragons, and I'd probably put in Kid and Killer. Okay, that card looks like this. Let me see what this is going for. It's around $5 a card, so it's not going to be much cheaper, but it is still a little bit of a discount. Okay, so hopefully that helped. Red, I will say this right now, guys. Red and green are the most expensive colors in the game right now, and then probably yellow. So it does make me happy to see. And purple's not too far behind, especially if you're getting the Bon Carrés. But hey, Blue Doflamingo and Blackbeard being at the top of the list right now and also being the most affordable, that is good to see. And maybe there's a direct correlation there. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so Purple Luffy, we talked about. Red Shanks. Black Lucci is still seeing some play. This is a 10th place list here. Okay, OP09, never mind. That first place, but that's OP09. Let's look at this 10th place list from Yuri Mantevin. Just under $200. The most expensive card in here is the Brook. It's adding 80 bucks to the list. So, yeah, and I will say this is one of those cards. It's really hard to replace. It's like Cavendish and Green. There's pretty much no replacement. Okay, so I can't really help too much with this. I guess you could run 3 Kobe in the place of it. Let me show that card to the new players, the Kobe I'm talking about. It is this one right here. This is a super, super cheap card, and it KOs a 3 or less, but it doesn't have a win attacking effect to do that as well. But it is probably your best replacement for Kobe, but the fact that you're trashing a card with it does really hurt. Okay? But other than that, if you do trade out this Brook with some Kobe's or any other cards in here that are a bunch of 3-ofs, no problem, you're dropping $80 off the deck. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now moving to green. So we've done blue, we've done black, we've done purple, red, and now moving into green. Bonnie has become a very expensive deck. This card, or excuse me, this deck right here got 6th place. Actually, here's a 1st place list in OP10 by Jasper Zoesia. Hopefully I said that correctly. This one was running the 4 Zoros, so it's extremely expensive. This one, because of this card in Cavendish, look at this, guys. $120, $150 right there. So if you take those 2 cards out, you go $270 off, and it's like a $130 list. Still pretty expensive, but much, much more affordable at that point. And you can, for now, what I would suggest people replace Cavendish with is Rouge or Carrot. Are they running it? No, not this one. So the version of Carrot that I'm recommending people trade out for the Cavendish for now would be this 2K counter Carrot. It's like 70 cents. Another card to replace it with potentially is Rouge. Let me see. Are we spelling that? I think we are spelling that right. Very nice. First try. Let's go. This card right here, this is a great card to replace Cavendish with. It's not as good. Okay, that is the, these replacements are never going to be as good as what we're replacing them with, right? Or what we're replacing. That's kind of the whole idea. But hey, 15 cents versus $140, it is what it is. Okay, those will be a great replacement for the time being for the Cavendish. Where was that at? Right here. And then for the Zoro, now this is a very easy replacement. Yes, this card is good, but you can actually very easily replace this card with Doflamingo, a 10 cost card. Right here, it is a 10 cost card, Doflamingo, $1.25 a piece. It's not exactly the same as 9 cost Zoro. Nothing really is right now, but hey, this is a pretty good replacement for the time being. In fact, another thing that I would consider running, let me see, no, they're already running 4 Hody Jones. I was going to say go up to 4 Hody Jones. You could go up another Eustace Kid, you could go up another Shanks, but yeah, I would replace these Zoros if you're trying to build on a budget and save yourself $120 for the time being. Okay, so that's green. Now let's try to find a yellow deck. Yellow and Nels right here, but notice there's no OP10, no OP10 submission for Enel yet, so we're going to skip that. I want to go over yellow before we mess around with some of these other ones here. Yellow Eustace Kid, here's a 4th place deck here by Mr. Mexicant. Okay, a 4th place list for $240. The card that's super expensive in here is, of course, the Trafalgar Law. That's adding an extra $100 to the list, but at the same time, this is a newer deck, and there's also 3 of this Ace card. They do kind of need those cards to function. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, guys. I'm not going to lie. These are very specific in the deck, but a card you can replace these with for the time being, it's not as good, but a card that you can replace the Trafalgar Laws with for the time being would be the 8 cost Katakuri we already looked at. Okay, and it looks like this right here, but again, $7 for this card versus $30 for the other one. It will save you quite a bit for the time being. But other than that, I will say the 3 Portgosti Aces, I don't know if that card is replaceable in here. Maybe a better decision would be to just buy up the 4 Trafalgar, or buy up 3 Trafalgar Laws, and then replace the remaining Trafalgar Law and 3 Aces with the 4 Katakuris, like we were saying. I think that's your best bet, at least if you're trying to completely replicate this list on a budget. Okay, let's look at a few others here. So that was, again, yeah, that was Yellow Eustace Kid, 4th place list. And then let's look at Katakuri. If there's there is an OP10 list, very nice, by this guy named Jim Bay, not Jim Bay, but Jim Bay, 15th place OP10. Let's see what this deck's running. Okay, $120 for this yellow list if you're trying to play yellow and mess around with life gain and stuff like that. And the most expensive cards in here is the 7 cost Charlotte Linlin. No surprise there. And then followed closely after that by the 10 cost Linlin. So really not too bad, but I will say you're probably not going to be able to make this deck for much lower than that. I guess you technically could replace this Charlotte Linlin with the new 8 cost Eustace Captain Kidd. It's not the same thing, but it would be cheaper technically, or maybe even replace this one with it. It's up to you. Yeah, in fact, I would get 4 of these, and then if you're trying to make this deck a little cheaper, excuse me, you can replace this Charlotte Linlin with the 8 cost Eustace Kidd. Let me bring up Eustace, go to cards. Okay, and that is this new card that just came out, $2.50. That'll be quite a bit cheaper, and it should put the deck right around the $100 price point. Okay, so that's pretty much it, and now so that's it. So if we went over something from every color, we're going to look at a few other decks now. This is just like bonus content at this point. Blue-Black Usopp is a great deck to get into the game with. Some people are saying that it's not good enough to be like actually super competitive, but guys, look at this. over the weekend, there were 2 different regionals. There might have been more than 2, but there were 2 regionals that I know of that happened. So we had the regional in London and the regional in Virginia Beach. And look at this, guys. There's a 5th place showing at this list, or at this tournament, and a 7th place showing at this tournament. Okay, so for this one, let's take a look. $34, guys. That's right, $34 for this list. And this is a, what was that? A top 10 list. Okay, top 10, let's just call it top 8 for $35. This might be the most competitive budget deck out there. It does have some rough matchups that it deals with against, like, I think Shanks is one of its worst matchups, and there might be a few others. But hear me out. I mean, building on a budget, getting into this game for the first time, it is really hard to beat a $34 deck. That's cheaper than most Pokemon decks, right? I mean, I don't think you could find many decks out there that are competitive cheaper than this. Let's look at the 5th place list as well. Excuse me. This one, about almost $37. This one I think is running, yeah, this is running the, was the other one not running the, let me see something real quick. I do have to check something. This one was only running 1 of the 7 cost Luffy. Very nice. This was by Mini Pro, and the other one's by Roberto Leon Benassar. And this one was running 2 of the 7 cost Luffy. But guys, here you go. I mean, this is a great way to get into the game. Running Blue-Black Usopp. Really good stuff here. And this deck is a lot of fun to play. There's a lot of searching going on, a lot of card draw, a lot of removal and control. It's just a really fun deck to play, and it's hard to beat that price point. Another deck that's probably pretty cheap, it depends on which version we're going to look at here. So there was a 1st and 2nd place list we're going to look at from OP10 over at the regional, the London regional. 1st place went like 15-0. This is by Benjamin Garraud. I have no idea how to say that. This is a 1st place list, but watch this, guys. It says $205. That is a trick. It is not $200. This card we're looking at is $160 right here for all 4 of them. It's a $40 promo card that you do not have to run. Is it a good card? Yes, it is. It is a very solid card, but you absolutely do not have to run this card. You can run other cards in the place of it, and then you drop $160 off this price tag, and it goes down to $40. Okay? So, literally, not $140, $40 for the deck. Okay, so be sure to check that out. The card that I would recommend, and guys, look at this. The other the other part of the deck. Okay, so excuse me, I think it'd be $60. I think I messed up the math there. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. So this is $160 and this is $40. That ends up being $200. It'd mean the rest of the deck's like $5, but that's I feel like there's no way that's right. I don't know. It ends up being like a $50 deck if you replace this ADO with just a 2K counter of your choice. Okay. Excuse me, if you just pick a green or purple 2K counter, just run it over this card, and you can run this deck pretty much as is, and then you have a $50 deck that just pretty much went 15-0 at a regional tournament. Okay, now going to the 2nd place list here by Hanno Hugelschafer. Again, pretty much an identical list, guys. It's actually almost an identical list, and then it's just got this one super expensive 2K counter. Just replace this card, and then you're rocking and rolling. Okay, good stuff there. Let's look at this 9th place list. I just want to see something. Okay, so this is more like what I expected. This is a $65 deck list, and it's not running that 2K counter, and this list still got 9th place over at the Pasadena Regional. In fact, so I think there were 3 regionals that happened this weekend. It was Pasadena, Virginia Beach, and London. Okay, so good stuff there. One more thing I do want to mention. I want to look at Jory Bonnie one more time and look at this 6th place list right here by Nikki Goldman's biggest fan. Very nice. I want to see something. Yeah, see, this one's actually much cheaper than the other one we saw because they're only running 1 Zoro, and that just goes to show that you don't have to have 4 of this card in the deck, and it will still run just fine. The big spender in this deck right now is the Cavendish, so if you can just replace these with something else, whether it be, 4 Urus or 4 of the Carrot we looked at, not this one, the other 5 cost 2K counter Carrot, you can really save some money on this list, and it would be pretty affordable. I just wanted to check that out real quick. Okay, we checked out Usopp. We checked out Lim. Now, Nami did just win a regional, the Pasadena Regional. Here we go. Let's check this out by Adam Cisneros. It is 1st place, OP10. Let's check out the list. $51 for a 1st place list. Guys, I have to say, I think One Piece is in a very good spot right now as far as the price goes, and it would be in an even better spot if they being Bandai would just reprint some of the PRB cards and every single secret card we talked about today that was like over $20. That would just be incredible, and this game's price point would be pretty much unbelievable, right? Like the cheapest, best game out on the market right now by far, at least in my personal opinion. But the main price point in this deck is literally the Love Mellow, and that's about it. That's it. Everything else would be $25 altogether, and Kaya is $10 of that. So there you go. If you already have your Kayas, and if you already have your Love Mellows from the past, or if you can just get them from a friend or something, this ends up being like a $20 deck. It is hard to beat that. It's not your traditional deck, though. Let me warn all the new players out there. It's a alternate win condition deck, so if you're trying to play that, if you just want to play Nami, understand that the deck is not a traditional deck in the game. It's a little bit more of an alternate win condition. Okay, and that's about all that we're going to go over, guys. I'm sorry if I didn't go over your favorite leader on here. Let me just see if there's an OP10 Zoro list. There is. We will go over Zoro because this is just a really solid aggro deck. Philip Vu here, 5th place at the Pasadena Regional. $150. It is. It's got a bunch of cards in here that are like $30 each, you know, or $30 altogether. 4 Zoros is $30. Sanji's $40. Monkey D. Luffy $30, and then $15 for these Searcher Namis. That's about it. It's also $8 for 2 Bad Manners Kit Course, and yeah, other than that, $150 for a very top tier, high level aggro deck. Not too bad. All right, well, that's it, guys. That's all I got for you guys today. I don't have any games lined up for the sim, not in today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Let me also get the outro page on here. I appreciate all the support. I will be streaming tonight here on YouTube starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. We do that every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Be sure to stop by if you get a chance. Again, that's Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays here on YouTube starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we usually run until 12 a.m. Sometimes we run a little bit later than that. Thank you to everybody who supports me, guys, whether you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, whatever you're doing to help me out, or using the TCG Player affiliate link. It helps me out big time. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who supports me through Patreon, PayPal, and donations, the Playmat supporters, the YouTube members, the Discord community. Thank you guys so much for helping me out. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Keeping the dream alive, keeping the channel going. And yeah, I'm done. Till next time, guys. Peace.